Okay. So we are going to the fairies to figure out what to do next. Does that speak? Yeah, let's speak.
It seems congratulations are in order. Obtaining all 5 sigils can't have been easy. However, you are more than up to the challenge. You have done your bloodline proud. I was half expecting at least one of you not to survive this far. Well done for proving me wrong, I suppose. Now, it is only a matter of time till you awaken Rubis and put an end to Hagen's tyranny.
But of how much time? It sounded as if we had a lot more to do when last we spoke.
I wouldn't say a lot more. In fact, you're but a few short steps away from rousing Rubis. The first of which is to find the Faerie Flute. It is the only instrument in this whole wide world that has the power to reach her in her slumber.
Where will we find this flute?
Precisely where your ancestor left it. Erdrick used the same flute to awaken Rubis from her last slumber all those years ago. Apparently, he dropped it off in Cantlin when his work was done.
Then we are to follow in Erdrick's footsteps.
Indeed. Let us make for
Indeed.
Cantlin. Once we have procured the flute, we shall at last awaken Rubis.
Not quite. You'll need to dispel the barrier of light that surrounds Rubis first, but we can discuss that when the time comes.
Why not now?
Because, unless I'm mistaken, you cannot yet fulfill the very purpose for which you would awaken her. You awaken Rubis to win the power to defeat Fel Hargon, correct? Tell me then, how do you intend to get into his den of darkness?
Ah, yes.
The so-called High Priest claimed the kingdom of Rendrak for his own long ago. It is far to the south of here, ringed all about by a range of 9 impassable mountains. Unfortunately for us, Hargon is no fool. He plots from the safety of his lair, sending out his minions to do his bidding. He knows venturing out into the world would only expose him to danger. If you mean to slay him, you'll have to find a way to get to him first.
I see. But how will we even begin to find a way into a place where no human has set foot in decades?
Why, by asking those who have. The monsters.
Pray tell, dear brother, why a fiend would deign to aid us? Because we aided him. Let us make for Burrowell.
Then it seems your destinations are decided. Best of luck out there. May this help you on your journey.
Okay. Zoomada, zoomada, zoom, zoom. Okay.
open. Is all well?
Oh, all is splendid. The villagers have decided that I need no longer be locked within it, but I am so surpassing fond of it that I have decided to stay. It is no longer a cell, but a home. My home.
Is that so? It seems the townspeople continue to make you welcome. I am very glad to hear it.
Yes, and all is thanks to you, my saviors.
There is something we would ask of you. In order to defeat Falhargon, we must needs traverse the mountain range that stands between here and Tislea. But we have heard tell that to do so might be difficult, perhaps impossible for humans such as ourselves. We wish to ask if you might know of a way.
Oh, a way for humans to reach Hargon's dwelling place, you say? Oh, I suppose I have never really thought about such a thing before.
Is aught the matter? You seem rather quiet.
No. It is simply that not so long ago, I advocated for your removal. It does not seem right to simply walk up and cry good day.
Oh, please, there is no need to be so careful on my account. In truth, I have come to see the reason in your argument since my incarceration here. To lose one's home, one's most sacred place, must be both terrifying and saddening in equal measure. Why, if Burrowell were to fall, I fear I would struggle to go on living, and I have lived here only a short while. To lose the home in which one was born and raised must be... oh, I can hardly imagine.
I do not hate you. Not any longer. I only hope that you do not hate me.
I don't suppose we might ever become friends?
Of course we can. Can we not?
I fear it is not quite so simple. My kind, we did unspeakable things to yours, and I did nothing to stop them.
Yes. But I, in my turn, wish to punish you for crimes you yourself did not commit. We are no better than one another.
Perhaps not. And perhaps this explains the awkwardness between us. No matter what we speak of, all we can think to say to one another is sorry. What if you were to treat me as something of a confidant? In sharing our thoughts and fears, in helping one another, perhaps apologies might turn to thank yous, and in time, even to friendship. Does that sound like something you might like?
Sure.
Oh, this warms my heart indeed. And in order that the first thank you might come sooner rather than later, allow me to seek out a way for you to cross the mountains.
Thank you. But we must do something for you in return. Please, name it.
Me? Oh, well, I know that this was my idea, but nothing springs to mind. I suppose I'm quite content. But perhaps you might go and seek out a certain village for me. A place by the name of Sluice. There is a man, Rogue, at the end of this corridor who has been ever so worried about it, and as such, I have been a little worried also. Perhaps if you might go and speak with him of what troubles him so?
You are sure? You would not prefer that we did something for your sake?
But this will be for my sake. I want for nothing, only for others to be happy and well.
Then how could we possibly refuse?
I must go and seek out some specifics with regard to how humans might gain entry to Hargon's domain. I shall return ere long. If you could see your way to speaking with Rogue while I am gone, I would be much obliged.
Alright, speak to Rogue Fastfinger at the back of the jail cell.
Alack, I am found. 'Tis a fair cop, friend. I, Rogue Fastfinger, do hereby yield to thee. I say, thou seemst big and strong and grown up. Perhaps thou knowest something of sleuths. I am surpassing worried for all my friends there. Couldst thou perchance see thy way to checking on them? Pretty please.
Of course. We had intended to journey there to do just that. But, if I might ask, why do you worry so for their sake?
Why? Because of the oh-so-scary scoundrels that have made their home in the Tower of the Moony Moon nearby, of course. They have turned my poor friends' heads fair upside down.
The Tower of the... And what precisely do you mean by upside down?
Why, I have not the first nor the foggiest clue. I know only that all in that place have grown surpassing strange of late, thanks to those fiends and their plaguey jewel. When I saw some of their numbers sail away, I did seize the opportunity to lock the floodgate, that they might never come back, and that their friends in the tower might never escape. The rogues. With this, might thou unlock it again, and thereby gain passage. Please, I beg of you, go to the tower and drive out the rotten, smelly scoundrels.
Oh, we get the floodgate key. Okay. I guess we're pulling our candle at two threads here. So there's something not a little strange about our friend Rogue. Strange in what way? Though a man full grown, he spoke more as if he was younger, one of us, younger even. Not the same to listen to him, one would not have thought him an adult at all. No indeed. Though these cells are surprisingly glooming, their occupants certainly are not. Perhaps, but that is not what I speak. We speak of his air, it was unnatural. Really, are there not adults who speak in just such a manner? In any case, come, let us away to Sluice. Catelyn first. Still cutscenes. For as now our friends, the young heroes, I trust all is well. Burwell enjoyeth continuing peace thanks to your valiant efforts. I'm glad to hear it. Full glad to hear it. Alamo, too, continued to acclimate most magnificently. Alamu? Aye, the fiend you did capture here and bring back to us. He is captive no longer, but instead occupieth the former cell of his own free will. Had he not a name, so we gave him one, after his peculiar manner of speech. A most charming moniker, is it not? You hear me, I have become too ensnared in his adorable net. Which is to say that we of the village have grown rather fond of our little friend. It indeed seems so. He did attest himself to the great happiness he has found here. Though they may be few and far between, it seemeth that there are those among monster kind with whom we humans might reach an understanding. Would that this were true of all fiends. Yeah, I think that's how they make us watch cutscenes. Well, good there. State thy purpose. We are scions of the hero of legend. We journey in search of the Faerie Flute that we might vanquish a great evil. Scions of Erdrick? She speaks true. Beside me stands the Prince of Minnenhall, the very realm founded by that greatest of heroes. Then you are welcome indeed here in Caitlin, but you seek the Faerie Flute, you say. You do not seem over keen to relinquish it. Nay, 'tis not that, but the situation is complicated. Pray, visit me at my home that lieth in the west of town. There I shall explain all. First, I must go ahead and tell my mother and father they're coming, if you'll excuse me. My sense that the retrieval of the flute will be no straightforward task. Yet still, we can do little but heed the man's request. Whoops. I think we're meant to come for these at the same time. It's no big deal. Ah, that doesn't really do anything, huh? For ghosts, the flute is no longer to be found here in Caitlin. The shiftless ingrate of his son did abscond with it. You speaketh not of me, nay, 'twas my fool of an older brother. Our lion hath faithfully stood guard here in Caitlin for countless generations, come to be known as protectors. Their sacred duty watch over the great gate, and the flute upon which the very hero of legend himself did play. Alas. The brother hath been found wanting in both his aptitude for and his devotion to our hereditary duty. Long hath he declared loudly to any and all who will listen that he is not cut out for guarding. And when myself and my father did scold him for his laxity for the 18th time, he did grow most sullen, and he did make off into the night, taking the flute with him. He has run away from home. Ha! I care not a whit what he hath done or why. I care only that the scoundrel did abscond with the treasure entrusted to our care. And so, though it pains us, although we are unable to furnish you with it, words cannot express our shame at this sorry state of affairs. Have you no idea where he might have gone? None. Alas, perhaps if he meant to sell it, he might have journeyed to Tantegel. You do not mean to go after him? We are sworn to protect the town, though he might not think his duty important, we cannot afford to forsake it. You know, yeah. That we cannot, but even if were not the case, I would not go to seek him out. He is a traitor and a thief. Let's see. We shall go to Tantegel ourselves and see if he's to be found there. Forgive us, our son's waywardness to have inconvenienced you so is a sin beyond imagining. This wayward brother may have erred, but was there really a need to disparage him so in our presence? Indeed, I too have made my fair share of selfish blunders, but never have I been treated so unlovingly. Never. I doubt this will be a transgression fondly remembered in years to come, as yours have often been, brother. Though it is troubling, I fear it needs such concerns aside for now. Let us go and seek this wayward brother out. I guess to Tantegel. That would begin our search. We have no idea what the chap looks like, and that is assuming he hasn't sold the thing already. We suggest we seek an audience with the king. If anyone will know of unusual comings and goings, it is he. Mark said the realm have certainly served us well thus far. Let's continue to enjoy their favor. Behind the item shop. Four tombola tickets. Snoop being a room-wide or an area-wide spell would have probably been less annoying. Although it's more than enough to find within every secret spot. Ah, my apologies. What madness possesseth thee, protector of Catelyn? Protector of Catelyn, then you are the one we seek. I came here in search of you after speaking with your family. Hey, stop absconding. Is all well, Chancellor? Ah, it is you. How splendid to see you all well. Allow me to apologize for that ruffian's behavior. He suddenly appeared before us, full of queries concerning the legend of Erdrick. Of himself he spoke but little, only of his family's role in Catelyn, that he laboureth night and day to strengthen his frame. I hazard he draweth inspiration from the feats of your ancestors and seeketh to make himself a hero ere long. To explain why he did so interrogate his majesty as to all distant towns and perilous locales to which Erdrick once ventured. His questions answered, he took his leave, most hurriedly as you witnessed. To tell it true, he seemed ill at ease from the moment he arrived here. And though he came bearing the Faerie Flute, his reticence to produce it before his majesty was passing odd. That he has not sold it as we feared he might. Nay, it was in his possession of the flute that convinced his majesty that he was indeed of the protectors of Catelyn. Ever since the visit of thine impostor, princess, we have been most careful to confirm our guest's identities. Though he did produce the flute ere long, the lad was clearly discomforted in so doing. Did he mention aught of his next destination? Now thou would wager a good coin that he is bound for Cole. But I became awfully animated upon learning that was where Erdrick discovered the flute. As where we must go, too, if we are to apprehend him. Were we not simply planning to petition him to lend us the flute a while? That's so, then prithee, do not let me detain you any further. Your needs must be after him post haste. His Majesty and I wish you the very best on your travels. Our thanks to thee and thy king. To the land of Cole. There he is. And we're in a hurry. Well then, what are you waiting for? After him! Would you look at that? He was in such a hurry that he dropped his prized possession. Oh goddess, it is gone, the Faerie Flute. Where could it be? We have it here, friend. You again! We are the descendants of the hero and travel the realm as he did to save it from darkness. To this end we would borrow the Faerie Flute. Should you be willing to lend it, that is. You mean to say you are Erdrick's bloodline? Incredible, then I stand before the champions of our era. Please, you flatter us. We are not yet anywhere near to matching our ancestors' achievements. Blessed am I to shake such a heroic hand. Appears my voice is not nearly heroic enough. All my life I have been further infuriated by my lack of ability. Even my kin think me a fool. And so I resolved to embark on a quest like the hero of old, that I might take myself even a fraction of what the hero that he was. With Erdric's trusty flute in hand, I would do as Erdric did. I would travel where he traveled, fight as he fought, slept as he slept, and grow mighty as he grew mighty. Yet I find myself completely unchanged. I have journeyed from Tanagal to Cole and gained naught but sore legs and a hungry stomach. I am no less useless than when I first set out. Why, I cannot even cast a single spell. You too must fear for Kentland's future while I am charged with the town's protection. No. Precisely. The prince here knows not of magic and has not impeded him one bit. What? It's true, our cousin has no talent for magic, yet he was the strongest of all of us when we set out for our quest. How fondly I recall trembling with fear at the sight of a single slime. But you are of Erdric's line, are you not? We are. Such things count for little in practice. What you become depends entirely on you. Long had I thought those descended of the great hero were born with a strength far beyond us lesser mortals. Ha, would that it were so, but no, much effort was required for us to become as we are today. And you are no lesser mortal. The journey here from Kentland is fraught with danger, and yet you arrived unscathed. Though you may not feel it, I doubt that you are mightier now than we were when our journey first began. Truly, I have ever considered myself inferior to others. Even my family made it clear to me that I am surplus to requirements. Then it is time you stop lending an ear to their foolish opinions. Those who speak without consideration do not deserve to have their declarations considered. Listen to the voice of your heart. Hold your head high, and you shall be a hero ere long. I shall! Thank you all. I promise I will not betray the faith you have placed in me. From this moment forth, I shall redouble mine efforts. Though I can nary cast a single spell, that is no impediment to greatness. I shall become a worthy protector of Catelyn. I swear it on myself. I do not doubt it. Pray, take the fairy flute. It will be safer with you than I. I brought it with me in the hope that it would bestow onto me the same strength that the great hero once possessed. It has disturbed me of this foolish notion. True strength is earned through effort, not crude imitation. Well, I am delighted that we were of help. Allow me to wish you well on your travels, and may we meet again in Catelyn. I am of a mind to continue following in Erdric's footsteps, but misconstrue me not. I seek not to imitate the great hero, but to bolster my confidence. Splendid idea. One would struggle to do much at all if one does not believe in oneself. Aye, it is my hope that by this I might one day have the mettle to speak candidly with my kin. After I have apologized for taking the fairy flute without permission, of course. Good, it is always best to air these things out in the open, I say. I think I will pay a visit to Erdric's grave before I venture forth in earnest, that I might receive of his blessing before I depart. Farewell for now, brave heroes. I think we can go there. Oh, there are. Okay. I'm just curious if we get anything more for following this guy around. Oh shit. Are you hurt? No, pray, do not worry on my behalf. I was merely resting my legs. It was a long and arduous journey for me, I mean. I expect it was rather easier for you. Of course it was, for we are four and you are but one. What you have done is far more impressive. Please, thou needest not flatter me. And I not to adventure alone is no mean feat. Here, when I think of the deeds of our heroic ancestor, what always impresses me the most is that he achieved them alone. Though he shed his blood, you likely understand how he felt far better than we do. The struggles of a lone hero. Thank you all. You are quite right, I cannot give in when Erdrick did not. Alone, I shall see this journey through to the end. Now I am of a mind to make for Quagmire Cave as the hero once did. Ah, where he freed Princess Gwaelin from the dragon's clutches. Indeed, alas, no maiden fair or otherwise awaiteth me in the cave, but that shall not deter me. It's a mini medal. We're gonna go and I think we do need... We could do with adventuring in the cave.